I had not intended to rise to speak on this, but the words by the Honourable Martin Pritchard resonate, and I thank him for that. I don't know if I'm the only person in the current chamber to have actually had practical experience working within the corrective services. So for 2 years, I was a medical officer. In fact, for one time, I was a medical director of Hakea Prison. So I've come across quite a number of criminals, some of them majorly bad people, others very different. What I can say from practical personal experience is that the people working within the system, for the most part, are hard-working, good-hearted, kind people who intend to start out with their careers helping to reform people to return them to society as rehabilitated. There are a few bad eggs, of course, as there are in every profession. But the vast majority are there because they have a passion to help people. And to see them vilified in the press, taken as a body, and as pointed out, the nasty things being said, does help no one at all. It makes the system even harder to manage. We have a problem within our system, and one of the problems we have is managing the progression to criminality. And we're looking here in particular at the children involved in Banksia Hill and those who have been transferred to Unit 18 in Casuarina. Now, when we say child, we have to be careful. There's a vast difference between someone who is 14 years old and someone who is 18 years old. In fact, there's a vast difference in the young male side between the 14-year-old and the 14-year-old. They can be very different in size and shape. But one thing we can absolutely say from all those who have gone through Banksia Hill is that it didn't start just before they went into Banksia Hill. We need to address the fact that the reason they are there is due to a multitude of factors, complex factors, which have not been addressed. And if we are to fix the problem, then ideally what we ought to be doing is addressing the fundamental problem, and that starts before that child is born. It's a society-wide response to what currently passes for normal, and all we are doing is trying to fix the problems retrospectively. It doesn't work. It's also expensive, and it causes damage to all parts of society, not just the criminals, but also those who are trying to help things, who are suffering, and indeed thinking about suicide as a response to the pressures they are placed under. There is nothing in this which is good. And I can speak from personal experience of people coming through the system again and again and again who see no other way out, for whom crime is actually their profession, quite apart from those who are damaged. I noted, and I've mentioned this a number of times, at least within the service, that what the prison service is doing currently is acting as a de facto institute for the mentally unwell. But we're not staffing it properly with people who can address these issues. Yes, there's psychology. Yes, there are psychiatrists. There isn't enough of them. And if there were enough, they wouldn't have the resources needed to fix the problems they're going to encounter when they get back to their original society. It is not fixable with the current approaches we are using. We must use different approaches. What are those approaches? As the Honourable Martin Pritchard said, we don't know. We don't have a solution for that. This is a serious issue, and we need to be thinking seriously about it, not simply applying temporary fixes and going from fix to fix to fix to identify what might work. It's useful in the interim, but what we need to do is to have a thoroughly deep dive into addressing the ultimate causes of what's going wrong in society. And I have to say that one of the major problems we will be facing in our society, apart from alcohol, which is easily abused and ultimately is responsible for much of the problems we see in our society, but also this huge drug issue we have. Now, the Honourable Martin Pritchard mentioned ice, methamphetamine, foul substance, a foul substance which results in behaviour which is just not tolerable. But we also know that in societies where that has been decriminalised, that we can now address that medically rather than criminally, and we can begin to approach a treatment rather than actually a punishment, which does actually not do any good. There are occasional improvements, but in general, as we can see in society, what we are doing just does not work. And we, as legislators, must take that into account. Because if we are going to legislate more of the same failed policies, then we are actually responsible for the failure. And Howard, without casting any aspersion, without casting blame to any side, it's a society-wide issue. Speaking as a professional with practical experience in this issue, we need to look at things differently. Whoever is in charge, we need to look at how we spend our resources to fix the underlying problems, not simply apply temporary solutions to an unsolvable problem with the same unenviable failure.